Hey, good morning, YouTube. This is Ken from Just For You swagbagsandgifts.com. Hoping that you're having a wonderful Saturday. Just want to give a nice shout out to all of those fathers out there, including the fathers that I know personally. My two brothers, Timothy and Lamont Dosey, back in Chicago. My brother-in-law, Terry Shields, down in Springfield, Illinois. My two nephews, one Jeremy Clark in Chicago, who's a new father, and my other nephew, Edward Ivory, who's in California, also a new father. I want to give a shout out to my son-in-law, Andrew Oberlana, who has two of my grandkids, wonderful, beautiful grandkids in California, as well as my son Kenneth Jr., who has my oldest grandson, Jordan, in Chicago. I'd also like to give a shout out to Daryl Davis in Bolingbrook, James Martin in Chicago. And there's just so many great fathers like Lark King, who's in Riverdale, Illinois, and others that I know of. These are all great fathers who are making the sacrifice each and every day to take care of their children and to take care of their families. We need to give them praise and uphold them to let them know that we support them in this particular endeavor. It's not easy being a father, just like it's not easy being a mother. We have our own struggles as fathers, and we have to deal with those. And sometimes things don't turn out the way that we want in raising children, but still we must have that commitment to raise the best human beings that we can possibly raise. Also like to give a shout out to Reverend Ricky Sanders in Maywood, Illinois, who's the pastor of Living Faith Outreach Worship Center. He's our pastor, my pastor back in Chicago. Reverend Ted King is my pastor here in Lawrenceville, Georgia, but he's also a great father. Both of these men are great men of God, great teachers in terms of the Bible and how to be great Christians. So I want to give a shout out to fathers and encourage you to keep doing what you're doing as fathers, to make your family strong, to make your children strong, and to help them to realize that it takes more than just being a father, that you also have to be a good father, not just someone who is a sperm donor, but somebody who's really involved in the lives of their children, and the children understand that this father figure is very important in their lives. I've raised three children, all of which are grown, and two of my children, my daughter and my oldest son, both have children of their own. And as such, I appreciate the work that they've done with their children to develop them into the smart, intelligent human beings that they exemplify and that they are today. So again, this is a shout out to all the fathers out there. My friend Jose DeZeus is a great father. My friend John Bailey is a great father. And there's many others in this community where I live who also exemplifies being great fathers. My friend down in Lilburn, Georgia, Phil Holland is not only a great father, but he's also just a great grandfather. And these men here have shown their true Christian spirit in terms of being the leaders of their families and helping to develop their families and to support their families, both financially, emotionally, okay, psychologically, to help develop families, excuse me, children who are well and who will grow up to be very productive human beings and contribute well to our society. And this is very important. This is the role of the father. The father is to lead the family. Okay, he is to exemplify what for young males in his family, what a male is to be, what a father is to be, what an adult male is to be. And for his daughters, he is to exemplify the kind of man that she wants to marry and have in her life. He's also to be the protector of his wife and his daughters and the like. This is what the role of the father is. He's not only a provider, but he's also a protector. He's also a moral leader. He's also a good Christian person. And this is very important in the role and the development of the family and the development of our children, is that we exemplify the kinds of behavior that encourages them to be good and decent human beings and to contribute to their society, to their communities, and also when they have families, to make sure that their families are well developed and taken care of. This is what a father does. And once he does this, and once he's embedded this into his sons and then to his daughters, then he's passing along the transfer of knowledge. He's transferring knowledge to them of how they should lead their lives, as well as how they should take and prepare their children to be fathers and mothers, husbands and wives and the like. Okay, it's very important that we as fathers do the things that is necessary to protect and uphold the family structure. But not only that, part of the family structure is developing and protecting our children and teaching and guiding them. And this is what a father does. And this is why we celebrate Father's Day, because we have so many fathers who do this. Now, we also have those who demonize Black fathers and Hispanic fathers, okay? And that we want to set aside. We want to kill that myth that Black fathers and Hispanic fathers and fathers of color and the white fathers as well who do not have the economics are not good examples for their family. This is a lie. They all can be and should be great examples for their fathers, okay? And for their families and for their children. So I want to give shout outs again to all of those fathers who are doing their fatherly thing, okay, by raising their children, by being involved in their lives, whether they have money or anything else. That's not important at this particular point. You as a human being being involved in your children's lives, showing them that you care, showing them that you're a good moral character, showing that you're a hardworking and dedicated person, showing them that you love their mother, that you love your family, that you love your community, that you love your church where you go to and that you attend, and that they should do the same. And this is important and to developing healthy communities, healthy societies, a healthy family, okay, and healthy individuals. So again, let me give a big shout out to all of those I know who are already doing this and encourage them to continue to do what they need to do. I want to talk a little bit about Juneteenth, which is now a new national holiday signed into law by President Joe Biden just a couple of days ago after many years of struggle by those who have been at the forefront of getting this named as a national holiday. This is the first national Black holiday that's ever been created in America to celebrate the freedom of Black people from slavery in America. After 400 years, you would think that we would have already had a holiday to celebrate the contributions that Black people have made in America. And I'm not talking about Dr. King today, which is a holiday specifically targeted for Dr. King and the great work that him and the civil rights movement did in America to call out the oppression and the inequities and deficiencies in society towards civil rights of Black people and other people of color. I'm talking specifically about the freedom issue of Black Americans in this country. But for over 400 years, we were enslaved in this country. And yet we helped to build this country from the ground up. We built the White House. We laid out the plans for our capital, which is Washington, D.C. We've contributed in so many other ways, both economically, socially, and physically to the development of this country. And to have a national holiday in our honor is like a cherry on top of the cake. But the cake is not fully built yet, baked yet. It's just one stepping stone towards actual celebration and recognition of the contributions that Black Americans have made to this country. It wasn't until 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation that Black people in Texas learned that they were free. That's a long time to be under the assumption that you're still enslaved when everybody else knows that you're free. And it has been held out from us all this time without recognition that this truly was something that took place in the 1800s and the like. So we want to recognize this as an achievement. We still have a long ways to go. We need to talk about reparations. We need to talk about voters registration in our country to make sure that everybody has a voice in this country and that your vote counts for something. But also we need to look at the issue of compensating those people who have been enslaved and who have been economically oppressed and depressed because of slavery. And Black people have borne the brunt of the slave issue in America. We were brought here primarily for that particular endeavor, to be enslaved, to help rebuild or to help to build this country, and we've never been paid for it. Now, those of us says, well, yeah, you've been paid, you get the free education, you get this and get that, but that is not the compensation that will help us to become economically equal to those who have benefited by free labor. And so we need to take a look at that and then have a national discussion around that so that there is some kind of compensation that is given to help bring about economic equality within the country. I often talked about Black business today. Black business is one of those. Just recently, I learned that 3 federal judges have blocked the funding that was approved for minority restaurants in 3 different states. Now, these restaurants had already received approval from the Small Business Administration, okay, and were due to get this money, and was blocked as a result of 3 white people, 3 white men, who said that they were being discriminated against because the money was specifically set aside for minorities who have been left out of the initial PPP funding, okay? And in order to help them to get back on their feet with their restaurant business and the like. That money has been blocked from them, okay? And so now they're in the process or in a state that they may lose their businesses and the like. This is not equal quality, okay? This is not equality. This places us again at a disadvantage where the majority race has received a lot of the majority of the funding. And we understand why. They have the majority of the businesses within this country because we've been blocked for so long from owning businesses. And those businesses that we have owned have not fared as well as some of our majority owners have had. So we need to take a look at that and see how we can help to free up those funds for those small Black business restaurant owners who need this money right away to stay alive, okay? And I don't understand why a federal judge would block this money based upon discrimination and the like. And if it's specifically set aside, we set aside money all the time for different groups, okay? We set aside money for farmers. We set aside money for the airline industry, for the railroad industry, for the trucking industry, okay, for the pipeline industry. So why is it discriminatory to set aside and make priority small minority-owned restaurant businesses that are struggling to stay alive? Why? Okay, is the question. And whoever is saying it's been discriminated against, well, these small individuals are the ones who have been discriminated against, okay? Because there's money and they've been approved and now they cannot access that money, okay? So those are just some thoughts for you this Juneteenth Day about where the struggle still lies at, as well as on Father's Day, and how we need to stay involved and stay aware of what is taking place within this country. Again, this is Ken from Just For You swagbagsandgifts.com. I hope you subscribe to our channel. Each week we will bring you not only new news and new products, but updates on current events and the like. And we will, again, start having guest speakers on our channel so that you can ask them questions and get more information and the like. Okay? Have a great weekend. We'll see you again next Saturday, same place, same channel, same time.